You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
Over there in Brunei, the homosexuality and adultery, by the way, in this nation called Brunei, is being punishable by death with stoning. And I will have a video clip on that. I'm going to ask the engineer to roll it. But they're very serious. And then, of course, George Clooney and Elton John and a bunch of other gay people have boycotted hotels that are sponsored by Brunei or part of the Brunei government. But they're serious over there about you can't be a sodomite in Brunei. Mr. Engineer, roll clip number 1, please.
The country of Brunei announced that the punishment for gay sex and adultery will include death by stoning. It will start on April 3rd, and the move is reportedly part of the implementation of Sharia law. According to The Guardian, other punishments like amputation of a hand or foot for theft will also be installed. In a statement to the site, a researcher at Amnesty International said, quote, "To legalize such cruel and inhuman penalties is appalling of itself." Homosexuality is already illegal in the country, but people were previously put in prison. The stoning penalty will only reportedly apply to Muslims only for homosexual sex.
Now, you know, the Bible does say that in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, that if a man lies with a man, with mankind as he does with woman, it is that they have both committed an abomination worthy of death. The Bible does say that. There's no getting around that. And you can't erase that. You can't take a pencil or a pen or whatever and erase that out of the Bible. It's there. And the Bible goes on to say, do not blame the people who have to put them to death. Blame them for doing what they did that brought death upon them. Their blood shall be upon them, is how Moses so eloquently and very thoughtfully wrote that. That if a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, and they shall surely be put to death. And then it says, but don't get angry with the people who makes the law that they should be put to death. Be angry with the people for doing something that caused death to be brought upon them. Their blood shall be upon them. So they get a double whammy on that. But I can tell you this thing of the lesbian, gay, or LGBT, or whoever it is, that it is growing all over. And the whole matter now of sex in America is just off the charts. But lesbians and gay people are very, very much a bully. They think they own the world. And the truth of the matter is, and this is how it is, they've risen to such a power. If you are in the workplace or you're in the public place and you disagree with them, you can say, based on my own spiritual upbringing, the love of my mother and my father and everybody that's taught me, I don't accept it. You can't work on that job. They'll get rid of you. And so I think that, listen, I did a piece this past weekend about, because I've been approached quite a bit by I've been approached by homosexual men. I have. And let me say this. I mean, I have worked with a lot of homosexual men. I have brought them into the church. They have become good members. A couple of them have risen to the level of elder. That's a high calling. They have given up that lifestyle. And they've told other people to give it up as well. It isn't that my first action when I meet a homosexual person is to stone them. That's not my first action. My first action is to pray. I've cast that demon out of people on a large number of occasions over the years. And but I have been approached by a number of homosexual men for the intent of, but I don't go down that road. I mean, I don't go down that road. That's not somewhere where I'm going to go. But I think the other thing is that there's a lot of people that are still in the closet. They can't come out for various reasons. Anyway, I was teaching about this past Sabbath, and I'm going to let the engineer roll a clip. Let me read unto you, starting at in Matthew's Gospel 23, starting at verse 13. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For you neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you. That means it's cursing you, scribes and Pharisees. You're a bunch of hypocrites. You devour widows' houses. This man I just told you about, who plays the online dating game. He's probably online now, dating somebody online right now we don't know about. He plays the online dating. He devours widows. He searches the internet for lonely women. And when he finds them, he latches on to them. I've seen some pictures on the internet where this has happened, where old people on the internet are looking for somebody and they put their young picture when they're like 25 years old. They're 60 now, and when you meet them or see them up front, say, is that you? It's me. But this man is proficient on trolling the internet for lonely women. Who knows how many women he's got giving him money right now? Who knows how many women that he has used? What I stopped, and the reason why I'm speaking now, is because this church will not be used as the background for his fleecing women. He's not a part of this church. He's been cursed. And moreover, the word get out that he's cursed. And anybody that touches him is likewise cursed with a curse. And everything you touch will turn to dust. Everything you pray will live will do nothing but die. I need to let that be known, because he's probably doing it right now. And these demons get into people and they don't stop. They don't stop. Because there's another weak woman out there just waiting to be taken advantage of. And the thing I want to say about you women, which is ridiculous, you see what he's done to other women. You think you are more special. You think that you are better than your sister. You think that what he did to your sister is because she ain't as good as you, and you're going to take him from her? What's wrong with you, witch? What's wrong with you? Thinking you're better than your sister, and she just didn't know how to do the mojo. That's what he does to everybody. But it isn't just him. It takes two to tango. And for a woman to take her brother, her sister's man, knowing that's her sister's man, is a sick woman. Sicko! And also needs to be cursed. And everything she ever had taken from her. So I thought I'd say that today. I ain't got much longer, but y'all, can I preach a little bit longer here today? Let me say one other thing I think that's important. A couple of years ago, Elizabeth and I were invited to go down to B.B. King's joint down there on 42nd Street. B.B.'s dead, but the joint still moves on. Got some good soul singing down there. Elizabeth and I, we went down and met with a couple of men down there. If I call their names, you'd know them. They were Jewish men. And so we had a good time listening to music and everything, eating and carrying on. It was a good day, good evening. And so that was over with, and I took y'all down there sometime later. And then I got a call, said, come on, meet me down there. But this time you don't have to bring Elizabeth. What's that all about? This time you don't have to bring Elizabeth. So what do you mean I don't have to bring her? You know, Elizabeth goes with me everywhere. I'm going out to dinner, she's going with me. Well, I mean, you can do it if you want, but you don't have to. Come to find out that these two men were sodomites and wanted me to leave Elizabeth home so they could wine and dine me and hit upon me there. We have to be very careful about. I had to cut those persons loose. I haven't had any contact with them since. I will not bow. I will not bend. Though there was a lot of money flowing from that direction. I don't go down that road. I don't play that. But I know about it. And I can talk about it anytime I get ready. I can talk about that anytime. Because it happened, and that'll happen more than once. Now, these are probably not some of the most delectable things that you'd want to hear. Is it? But it's important that we understand. Don't you touch these vessels. Don't touch anybody in this church. Don't you ever raise your voice against this pulpit. Ever do that? This is a bit of a news blog we do looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part. making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.